making us proud to say we knew them, who they were, what they stood for, putting themselves in harm's way to protect others.
It would be hard to imagine any place in Arizona that gives you a better sense of a small town, of Americana, than the place that we're sitting right now, right here at the Prescott Town Square, right in front of the historic courthouse. And everywhere you look here, so many senses of history, of what this community has been and what it soon will be as well. But when you talk about history, certainly this is a day no one will ever forget.
Yeah, and when you talk about future, a future that is strong, we have seen this community come together today. And if you're just getting home and missed part of the ceremony, a short but very moving ceremony for everyone in this town as they remember. There was a ringing of the bells. They also read the names of those who were lost, all 19 lost here today, and a brief speech from the battalion chief. Listen in.
One memorial for 19 lost lives. Each one of these men in their own right deserves their own memorial. But that's not who they were. They were a team. They were the Granite Mountain Hotshots. They were a crew.
Of course, the battalion chief, I think, echoing the words of a lot of people here. These guys were proud men, they were heroes, but they certainly never really wanted to call attention to themselves. It was all about the job, all about the duty, all about what they wanted. Yet they were guys who were not only heroes in the community, they were also heroes to their own families. Every family that you talk to describes these guys in the same way. Truly wonderful men of extraordinary character.
And as we mentioned, they read each of the names, and a similar ceremony was happening in Yarnell at the very same moment. ABC 15's Elizabeth Irwin has been covering that part of the story and the memorial for us this afternoon. Elizabeth?
Katie and Steve, you mentioned that the firefighters were ones not to call attention to themselves. It's the same for the people here in Yarnell. They just had a private ceremony honoring the Granite Mountain 19. Take a live look behind me. You can see folks still gathering, they're hugging, sharing tears, memories, and trying to move forward. This ceremony really tough for the people of Yarnell. For many, today marks 1 year since they lost their homes and the Hotshots lost their lives.
Robert Caldwell.
A bell toll for each of the men who died trying to save this town. Knowing the Hotshots died protecting them makes guilt a major part of the past year for people living in Yarnell. Today marks sorrow, loss, but also a new beginning. As homeowners here start to rebuild their houses and lives, they'll never forget the sacrifice that kept them safe.
The Granite Mountain Hotshots labored in circumstances beyond anyone's concept of what a tough, dangerous, dirty job could be. But they did it. And in the end, they were consumed by the danger that they had worked to control. We honor with gratitude their gift and the loss of these men.
And back out here, you'll see there were several members of the Yarnell Fire Department here, but also several people wearing Yarnell 19 t-shirts, Granite Mountain 19 hats. You'll see plenty of signs in town that say we'll never forget the Granite Mountain 19. So certainly a ceremony marking the 1 year anniversary, but really every day is tough for these folks.